consolation champs, so it'll be a tough title to take from their waist, but one of these two teams will have the opportunity to do that, and that game will be on the 21st at Tria Rink right here at 1 p.m. So that is Saturday, 1 p.m. for the Consolation Championship. Walking right in, trying to tuck this one under the pad of Bovey. And we'll talk about Bovey here real quick. 15-8 record as a starter. As you see, walking right in, shot taken, save made by Bovey, and she'll hold on. So 15-8 record, 601 goals against average, a save percentage of .939, and she does have 5 shutouts on the season. And we had a shutout in our last game. It was a 4-0 victory for Proctor Hermantown as they shut out Laverne. They did it with 2 different goalies, by the way, as they had their backup Lillian Clemens come in and have the last 8 minutes in net. So a double shutout by 2 different goaltenders, and a great job by Proctor Hermantown limiting shots. And you see a shot right there and a save made by Bovey. She's been put into action early and often so far in this one. Not even 2 minutes in, and she's already seen 4 shots on goal. That one whistles wide, goes right through the Minnesota River. A loss to Northfield, a loss to Thief River Falls, and of course now a loss to Blake in a game that they really should have beat Blake if they'd been seeing any different goalie other than Janie McGaughan, who was fantastic in net. 48 saves last night, as she pretty much single-handedly beats the Blake Bears, and they're trying to pick the corner, and that is a outstanding record. So a lot of success since she has become head coach for Mankato East. And now this one will come right to the front of the net and will be covered up, and the Cougars not liking the fact that they took an extra swipe there, as it was covered up by Ilya May Draheim. By the way, her stats, 19-3 as a starter, 326 saves, 1,121 minutes in net, a 1.09 goals against average, a .931 save percentage, and she has 9 shutouts on the season. So what a season for Draheim, who will be back with the Cougars next year. She is just a junior, so she will have her senior season to go, and she'll be a welcome player to be brought back for the next season. I'm sure they'll miss her when she's gone as well. But Draheim in the net today for the Cougars. Inside that face-off circle. That was a collision. I think they're going to call the penalty, though. 5-on-3. And there you see the backdrop. You see that is the only part of this arena where there's the windows, but that is such a cool look, especially if it's nice and sunny out. You can see that sun shining through, and we can use a little bit of sunshine in here because it is a little bit cold in here, a little nippy. 30 seconds still remain on the 5-on-3. And now this one out of the zone, and a good battle for it, and this one will be brought across and offsides as Ella Fugazzi was battling for the puck. 20 seconds still left to go in the 5-on-3, and 8:21 left to go in the first period. Shots on goal 4-2 now in favor of Mankato East, and we have no score on the scoreboard so far. Looks like we are ready to get one player out of the box. So now the Cougars down one player. Another shot, another block. Good job again by the Mankato East power or penalty kill. And now the last 5 seconds will tick off. And they're good. Back to even strength. So great job by the Cougars to kill off the 5-on-3, and it was a lengthy 5-on-3. A whole minute and 44 of 5-on-3 hockey, and St. Cloud not able to capitalize on that. And we remain scoreless here, 0-0, live from Tria Rink in St. Paul, Minnesota. Including Minnesota River, Albert Lee, Northfield, Laverne, who we just saw. By the way, they beat Laverne 3-1. Thief River Falls, they beat them 4-0. Albert Lee beat them 6-0. And Northfield beat them 5-2. And then had to beat Minnesota River again in the section final in Class 2A. Or sorry, in Section 2A. We got another penalty coming up, and it's going to go against the Cougars. 2 minutes for a trip. So with 5:28 left to go, the third minor penalty already against the Cougars. So back in the box once again, Madeline Scheel. And back on the, wow, she took that one right off the face mask. So Draheim somehow able to concentrate. She took one right in the chops. And it's a good thing she's wearing a face mask. Otherwise, it might be a Gump Worsley situation. So she took that to the face mask, and then the follow-up shot was right there in front of her. Draheim able to use the blocker there, makes the play. And we mentioned Draheim's gaudy stats, and it's nice to have a goalie that can put up those kind of stats. She is hard to beat, and she has proved that, and proved that against some very good opponents, including in the Lakeville North team that they played earlier. That is, made the state tournament. Of course, they did lose earlier today as they lost to Hill Murray. So Hill Murray will continue on. Of course, the AA quarterfinals going on all day over at Grand Casino Arena. And we will have all those quarterfinals for you on NSPN.TV. So maybe only 3 left to go in the first period. Shots on goal even at 5 apiece. St. Cloud has had 1 5-on-3 power play, 1 5-on-4 power play, and have not been able to find the back of the net so far in this one. And when they're even strength, it has been Mankato East putting the pressure on, as you see right here, doing the same thing, putting the pressure on again. Forecheck has been very good so far for the Cougars. Now it's Schuler trying to move it out of the zone, can't get it done. Fugazzi. And now this one steered aside. Bovey faced immense pressure in the start of this game as Mankato East had the first 4 shots on net. Shots on goal now 6-3. At one point they said it was 4-4, but apparently they have adjusted that total, and it is 6-3 in favor of Mankato East currently. Looks like Stevens a little banged up for St. Cloud, as she is being looked at by the trainer right now. We'll keep you up to date if she's able to return to this game or not, but looks as though it's some type of arm-shoulder injury going on with her. And now at neutral ice, time for one last rush. Here's a shot, and that one goes in. I think it hit the goalie stick and went in the back of the net, and that is a goal for the Cougars right before the end of the first period, and it's 2-0 Cougars out on top. So leading the scoring line there was number 17, Ella Fugazzi, and that is her goal with 4 seconds left to go, and Mankato East a 2-0 lead. Have a couple of scores from the Class AA quarterfinals. Earlier today, Hill Murray able to get the win, 6-1 victory over Lakeville North in the 1-versus-8 matchup. And also had a 4-versus-5 matchup that looked like it was going to be a pretty intriguing game. But it was Edina able to get the victory 6-4 over the Bemidji Lumberjacks. So Edina will move on, and the Blue Bloods very much alive in Class AA. Mankato East, obviously, they got out to a good start in the first period as well, and then the penalties started coming in. against the Cougars. There's a shot, save made on the blocker pad. So the Cougars not able to, I mean, we could even have a larger score if it wasn't for those penalties by the Cougars. So the Crush look to break it onto their own zone. Down low. Inside that face-off circle. Centering pass. Bovee makes the save. Holds on and gets. Next up would be Reagan Stevens. She's listed as a defender, a freshman defender. There's a shot, save made. Big time save by Draheim, and she'll hold on to get a whistle. 48 seconds still remain on the power play. 10:02 left to go here in the second period. Cruising along here in the second game of our doubleheader right here at Trier Rink. Proctor Hermantown already punched their ticket to the consolation final for the third straight year for Proctor Hermantown. Two-time defending consolation champions, reigning and defending. So Mankato East, I think, would love a crack at that title. They'll have to get past St. Cloud here first, but so far, off to a good start, up 2-0, and trying to kill off yet another power play. So Cougars been a little aggressive, and they have been called out by the refereeing crew. So far, 4 minor penalties against the Cougars in this game, 0 for the Crush. On the near side, kept in by Stevens, but this one will be skated out of the zone, and we're back to full strength. Oh, one-timer, swing and a miss. Kira Prang was out of the box, tried to take a whack at it, and missed. Inside the face-off circle, and they'll move this one out of the zone. Looks like Bovee is going to. Another face-off, this time to the right of Draheim. Up ahead. Good battle for the puck. Comes along the half wall. This one will not be kept in the zone as it squirts free. And racing back to get it will be number 15, Kira Prang. This one flipped ahead, just out of reach. Now brought inside the zone. Oh, and just set her up. Ella Fugazzi again sniffing around, and now a redirect on. And Jordan Bovee facing a couple shots there and a couple good scoring chances right there for the Cougars. Cougars can't put it away. Jordan Bovey's been very strong here in the second period. There's Fugazzi once again with a shot. Rising shot goes over the crossbar. And now this one will just be flipped ahead by Stockman, and she'll get it out of danger as the line change made by the Crush. So Bell, 2 minutes for tripping, and we'll see the very first Mankato East power play. So far the power play 32.1% on the season for the Cougars, and St. Cloud has a 78.9% PK. So just a shade under 79% on the season for the St. Cloud Crush. Walking this one in, shot, Bovee save. Rebound was there as well, and Bovee able to shut the door once again. Cougars don't look like they're done. Nice little pass, walking right in, 5-hole scores. Beautiful power play goal. They have a 5-1 lead. And it looks like there's no looking back now. 23-5 shots on goal. And the Cougars on the prowl again. So incredible amount of goals being scored. 4 goals in a minute and a half, and it was a scramble. All even strength goals in that sequence. And the Crush able to get on the board, and that celebration short-lived as Mankato East answers that goal with not 1 but 2 goals. Even strength, they take a 5-1 lead. We got 12 seconds left to go here until the end of the second period. Unless we get another goal, it's possible the way these things are going here in the last 2 minutes of play. And now finally this one sent all the way down, and with 12 left to go in the third period. And right now over at the, well, I was going to say the X, formerly known as the X, I guess you could say, Grand Casino Arena. And they have 2 more quarterfinals to go over there, with the next one starting up at 6 p.m. and then the scheduled 8 p.m. start. Of course, usually that means it'll be about an 8:15 start. Unless there's overtime, it might be even a little later than that. But expect a 6 p.m. puck drop for game number 3, and that will once again be on NSPN.TV. Plus, we'll have the 4th game, 8 o'clock starts. We'll have the 3rd play. Cross ice shot. Rebound, yes. That one put away by Ella Fugazzi. Her 2nd of the game. She's got 3 points, and with 11:50 left to go. Right now, it looks like Mankato. So it's an even strength goal. So Borgmacher looks like she's going to get credit for the assist on that goal. That would be her 2nd assist if they give it to Jillian Borgmacher. So Fugazzi picks up her 2nd goal of the game. And this one just out of the reach of Ruska. Back to neutral ice. Now comes back into the zone. Jaden Lane. Now Lane gets it back. Lane with some speed will gain the zone. Gotta watch out for that possible interference call by Bergstrand, but they do not raise the arm. This one moved out of the zone. Bergstrand again. Can't keep possession. A good battle there inside the offensive zone as Hutchinson comes in. But again, Crush can't keep it down low. They good 6-1 in favor of Mankato East. It has been all Mankato East in this one. So Bovey will give up the net as coming in, as she did in yesterday's quarterfinal. Lauren O'Neill will now take over for Jordan Bovey. One-timer hits some traffic out in front. There's a ton of traffic in front of O'Neill now. So O'Neal getting some action against Warroad, stopped 4 shots. 5 shots on goal, saved 4 of them. So she allowed just 1 goal in the short time that she was in there for St. Cloud. So by the way, O'Neal, 3-2 record on the season, 147 saves, 263 minutes, had a 5.04 goals against average and 850 save percentage. She looks like she is not feeling too comfortable as she comes off the ice. So the face-off in the reverse direction over to the far side. Cougars will skate this one out of the zone with Fugazzi. And Fugazzi gets it in deep and then quickly picked up by Hiscock. This one back to the blue line. Long shot. A lot of traffic out in front. Didn't make it through. Another block shot for the Crush. Now into the corner. Fugazzi. And just to get herself open enough to take that shot. And there you see another shot turned away by O'Neal. Another one right in front. O'Neal with a couple of saves. And now a rising shot. That one did not hit the mark. O'Neal will cover this one up on the loose